Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
A fairly large record producer started making some calls about a singer he had working out of his studio. By the time all of the ink was dry, she was just shy of being legal. But that didn't stop the mogul. He liked to sample the new talent. He was sampling her on a fairly regular basis, but he was also involved with the current A-plus list singer who was in his face every day. And this could allegedly be Beyonce.
Jay Z has been very silent amid all these allegations about his longtime friend Diddy. And according to Jaguar Wright, that's because Jay Z is an even worse monster. A disturbing blind item recently surfaced about how Jay Z allegedly slept with a singer who was signed to his label when she was a minor and then blackballed her career when Beyonce found out. However, word on the street is that this woman is not the only alleged victim, and Jaguar is now spilling the tea on everything Jay Z and Diddy have in common.
Salute, guys, and welcome to class. Clearly, you see this thing is spreading. It's not going away. And it all started with Will Smith, guys. It all started with Will Smith. So it ain't about if you believe it or not. You know what I mean? Because you come on, be honest, guys. About 80% of the shit that we have been hearing, you could believe it. Now, I ain't saying you could believe everything, but the majority of this shit you've been hearing, believe it, bro. Hollywood, bro. Hollywood. Let's get back into this.
Don't leave her be. You can fuck with her all you want. I'm not gonna stop.
Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy really opened the floodgates, and fans are saying Diddy's friend Jay Z is up next for exposure, just like Jaguar Wright predicted years ago. When Jaguar first spoke out against Jay Z, people called her crazy. However, her story never changed, and she's now saying that Jay Z is even worse than Diddy. But before we get into what Jaguar said, we need to talk about this new blind item that's making the rounds on social media about singer Tierra Marie, who was signed by Jay Z at age 16. Tierra was discovered by L.A. Reid and then signed to Def Jam at the same time as Rihanna. L.A. Reid said in his memoir that the label initially believed Tierra would be a bigger star. However, Beyonce interfered and told them to focus on Rihanna. Reid said, "We had an in-house company showcase and Beyonce happened to be there with Jay Z."
Do you know someone who just oozes confidence and lights up the room whenever they walk in? Well, the
Tierra Marie, Rihanna, a 4-girl group called Black Butterfly, and Neo performed. At the label, we thought Tierra Marie would be a big star. We spent more time on her, did more work on her, paid more attention to her. A bell went off for me. However, when, after the showcase, Beyonce came up to me and said, "That Rihanna girl, she's a beast." And according to this blind item, Beyonce did this because she found out Jay Z was messing with Tierra. The blind item claims L.A. Reid also slept with Tierra as soon as he discovered her. Mind you, Reid is 31 years older than Tierra. And then Tierra was allegedly sold to Ray J, who was involved in all this shady business of scouting and controlling young female artists. According to the blind, Ray J then took over and brought Tierra to Jay Z's attention.
Soon, she
Now, guys, bro, there's a lot of shady names we've been hearing, and we done heard Ray J name mentioned in that Fab incident with P. Diddy. So see how the dots are starting to connect? And I'm not gonna hold y'all, guys. If anybody that's doing all the yapping would know Jay Z, it'll be Jaguar Wright, guys. Remember, she originally started under the Jay Z Rockefeller camp. Jay Z signed her. She did the song with Jay Z. She was on his hook. So she would know.
She was sold to this pseudo corn star and celebrity sibling. You can also take a guess at that one. He loves controlling vulnerable women. It is his specialty. Anyway, he started controlling the career of this singer. He brought her to the attention of this A-plus list rapper and mogul, allegedly Jay Z.
Ray J and Tierra started dating in 2006, and this is interesting because Jay Z suddenly dropped Tierra from his label that same year. Shortly after Tierra turned 16, Jay Z signed her to Def Jam, and she released her first album, Rockefeller Records Presents Tierra Marie, in August 2005. The album was a success, reaching number 5 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums chart. The following year, Tierra started working on her second album, but the production was suddenly stopped in the middle, and Tierra received a phone call from the label right before her high school graduation, telling her they were dropping her. And Tierra said she never heard from Jay Z again.
I'm no longer on the label because, well, to be honest with you, I don't know why I'm no longer on the label, but I know that I just took some time off to finish school or whatnot, and then, you know, in the midst of that, I was in Detroit, and I just got a phone call, like, I think I was getting ready for prom or something, and they were like, you know, we're going to be letting you go. You're young. You have a bright future ahead of you. You know, the womp talk. And that's how it happened. I was shocked.
They hit her with the mill. They hit her with the same shit they hit a mill with, guys. Remember that female for Rockefeller? She did less numbers than her, but same outcome.
I was sad because Jay didn't call me himself, you know, Jay Brown called me, and I was, you know, confused because I didn't know why.
According to Tierra, Jay-Z initially portrayed himself as a father figure, and yet he cut her off with no explanation.
He was like a father figure at the time, but right now, I can't say that because, you know, I don't talk to him anymore. And he didn't even call me and tell me bye-bye, so, you know.
Now, this is interesting because in her lawsuit against Diddy, Cassie said Diddy acted like the same when they first met. Emphasizing the age and power dynamic early on in their working relationship, Mr. Combs positioned himself as a father figure and protector of Miss Ventura. Anyway, according to the blind item, Jay dropped Tierra because he was sleeping with her and Beyonce found out. On top of that, Ray J was allegedly mad because he wanted Tierra for himself, so Jay dropped her as quickly as he signed her. Not only that, but he also allegedly blacklisted her and blocked her career.
By the time all of the ink was dry, she was just shy of being legal. But that didn't stop the mogul. He liked to sample the new talent. He was sampling her on a fairly regular basis, but he was also involved with the current A-plus list singer who was in his face every day. And this could allegedly be Beyonce. Thing is, though, that corn star in charge of her career was feuding with the mogul and told the mogul he would not be allowed to hook up with the singer again. I assume he thought the mogul would think she was something special. Apparently not as special as the current A-plus lister, because the new signee was dropped and the word was put out on the street. No record deals for her from any label.
After getting dropped from Def Jam, Tierra developed a substance issue and spent some time in rehab, which many believe is a consequence of getting involved in the industry at such a young age. But Tierra isn't the only young woman
Amazon paid for my multi-million-dollar home.
Though. That girl went,
because when you own an Amazon vending machine like this,
Jay-Z was accused of grooming. He was allegedly involved with Foxy Brown when she was just 14, and he also met Beyonce when she was 16, and he was 28. There have also been rumors circulating for years that Jay-Z was involved in Aaliyah's death because she rejected his advances. We know that Jay-Z was very close with R. Kelly, and according to Aaliyah's ex Dame Dash, even after Jay found out about Kelly essaying Aaliyah and illegally marrying her at 15, he refused to cut ties with him.
They'd already destroyed, but then years later they tried to do the tour.
The best of both.
But it still didn't work out. But you notice I wasn't a part of any of that, and the karma happens. But the thing I didn't understand is I was like, I know I'm not with that. And because of the moral challenge and him choosing one way, I knew morally we weren't the same.
Dame Dash also said Jay-Z tried very hard to get with Aaliyah. However, she wasn't interested in him like that. Every time Aaliyah attended these industry parties, Jay-Z was around. However, no matter how hard he tried, Aaliyah liked Dame Dash, so Jay allegedly decided Beyonce should take Aaliyah's spot. Around this time, Jay-Z also started feuding with Dame, and it all culminated in 2001 when Aaliyah tragically passed away in a plane crash in the Bahamas. That same year, Jay and Beyonce made their relationship public, and less than a year later, Jay-Z released his joint album with R. Kelly, Best of Both Worlds. Now, after R. Kelly's crimes were exposed, Jay-Z's PR team allegedly worked hard to bury all traces of their friendship. However, people who were there to witness all this, like Jaguar Wright, refused to be silenced.
And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both, Aaliyah, they shared so much in common. Whoever talks about best of both worlds, nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this shit.
Nobody talks about that project.
That swept that smooth under the rug.
Jaguar claimed that Jay-Z was jealous that Aaliyah
in the industry. Yes, she was put in exile. No, she wasn't perfect, but she was Everything still is.
Anyway, it looks like a lot of people are siding with Jaguar because her story never changed all these years. And they're saying it's only a matter of time until Jay Z gets exposed just like Diddy. Someone said, I believe it. There's a reason Solange can't stand that man. He wanted Aaliyah and she was a teen, just like R. Kelly did. He and R. Kelly were so close, they did an album together. And then the other fan added, Jay's never been loyal to nobody, including his wife and family. That should say a lot. So when they say he gave Foxy and all them STDs, must be true. But let us know how you feel about all this. What's the real reason Jay-Z dropped Tierra Marie? And do you agree with Jaguar that Jay-Z is worse than Diddy? Comment down below and then check out this.
That's crazy, guys. Like I said, guys, we're going to be following up on this, man. This is what I call entertainment right here for me, because you can learn a lot for some dummies, yo. And remember, these are some high-value dummies, yo. So we getting quality mistakes. We getting high-quality mistakes. Guys, I ain't going to hold y'all much longer. Y'all, please wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly. Do not play with your life. All right, we do this for the culture, guys. I see y'all a little bit later, man. We out of here.
From Harlem, New York. Put your cigarettes out and pull your panties out. Put your hands together. Mr. Goodbread.